Hello, I'm Shawn Kent Hayashi. In this video, you'll learn what futuristic thinking is and why it is an important competency if you want to become a star performer, grow to the next level, or become a more inspiring leader. I am an executive coach and a high-performing teams consultant. I work with organizations of all sizes, from small, family-owned businesses, entrepreneurial startups, to industry-leading organizations. I help leaders and teams become high-performing together. We've identified 25 competencies needed for leaders and aspiring leaders to grow, thrive, and collaborate. We like to create innovative, resilient teams together. Today, we're going to cover the competency of futuristic thinking, how great leaders think, envision, and create what has not yet been created. You'll also learn how to envision the future outcomes you want and to build the path to get there. Let's dive in. So let's talk about the envision the outcome portion of futuristic thinking. Imagine something you want, an outcome you'd like to experience. When I did this recently with one of my coaching clients, he identified having a beach house. He felt like if he was really using futuristic thinking as a skill, he'd be able to create that in his life, but he didn't have an idea of how to get there. So using Post-it notes, I said to him, I want you to imagine yourself. You're seated in that gorgeous beach house. You're surrounded by friends and family. What happened right before that? What happened right before that? What happened right before that? So in other words, each step of the way, I'm tracking, he's tracking on a separate Post-it note. What happened? What were the steps? So with the beach house, it would be, well, I'm sitting there enjoying my friends, my family, they're all around me. What happened right before that? Well, we moved into the beach house. We write that on a Post-it note. What happened right before that? We went to settlement. What happened right before that? We worked with a real estate agent and we honed in on the one. We negotiated. What happened right before that? We identified the beach, the area that we wanted to be in. What happened right before that? I had to convince my spouse to go along with me on this adventure. So each step, we're asking what happened right before that until we get to the point where we say, well, I was sitting here today doing this exercise. Then we build the path to get there. In other words, the next step is to say, let me now walk through this sequentially and see what I might have forgotten. Inevitably, there'll be pieces that you say, I recognize I need to add something in here. And oh, by the way, as you get deeper into creating the future, you'll find that new things will come up that you'll want to add, but at least you have a plan and a vision to get yourself there. With the skill of futuristic thinking, we see ourselves as someone who can create the future. And we begin to create an environment around us where forward thinking is the norm, not the exception. Let me explain what I mean by that. When you're on a team and your team has futuristic thinking skills, you talk together about what do we want to create? How do we want to influence our customers, our industry, our community, and we create pictures, visions together, and then we talk through and do these steps that I've just been describing. In my work as a coach, I use an assessment that helps me to identify these 25 different competencies that we're using to build teams and leaders. Futuristic thinking is the least developed competency. Less than 3% of the population in the United States has developed mastery in futuristic thinking. So if you want to set yourself apart as a star performer, an amazing leader, begin practicing this skill. People who have futuristic thinking. Imagine, envision, and create what has not yet been actualized. They demonstrate an ability to connect the dots, and they see the big picture. They look beyond the forces driving the current reality that may have long-term effects. They utilize foresight and intuitive perception, as well as factual events, to draw inferences. They recognize, support, and challenge cutting-edge ideas. They anticipate future events, and they envision possibilities and ideas that others aren't willing to explore. They imagine and envision changes and challenges that are on the horizon based on both deductive and conceptual reasoning. They envision ideas that may be seen by others as a little crazy, too far out there for me, like that kind of thing. They mentally live in the future, and they're not afraid of or forcing technology's current abilities to cloud their vision of what the future holds. If you would like guidance and direction, perhaps even accountability in learning futuristic thinking skills for yourself or your whole team, I'd be delighted to talk with you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell. To learn more about the Professional Development Group, check out our website. Thank you for joining us.